My name's Molly. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Purpose. This is the very first video in my channel, brand new channel. Thank you for coming. So you're probably wondering, what's the purpose of Purpose? Good question. So I was thinking, probably the last 2 or 3 weeks, I was kicking around the idea, wondering, why am I here? What's my place in this whole cosmic universe? I believe in God. I believe there's a heaven. I want to go to heaven, and I think a lot of people are in the same boat as me. A lot of people believe in God. They believe in heaven, and they want to go to heaven. So that's great. But most of my life, I've been thinking that, okay, I've got my life on earth, then I'll die, and then I'll go to heaven and I'll have this whole different life. And the two lives are separate. The heaven Molly is not the same as the earth Molly. Two separate things. And I just kind of hang out here on earth like it's a big waiting room until I get to heaven. And here lately I've been thinking, I don't think that can be right. So I've already used the G word, God. If you're still watching, and I hope you are, you probably believe in God too. And I was kind of thinking, well, not kind of thinking, I had this fear, almost like a panic attack. I just started to think about what happens when I get to heaven and I meet God face to face, eyeball to eyeball, the God, because it's going to happen someday. I'm going to stand in front of the God. And I picture him on this big, huge marble throne, and he's, big and huge, and I'm little bitty. And that may be, he might have a big throne. He might be sitting by a creek fishing. I don't know. I just know when I'm looking at him eye to eye, well, first, I'm probably going to hope that you don't pee your pants in heaven, because I'm going to be wetting myself looking at God, the God. But I have this fear. What if he says to me, okay, Molly, I left you down there on earth for 56 years. What did you do for me? What did you do for that 56 years? And I'll be thinking, well, I got married, I had a family, I raised kids, I had grandkids, I had jobs, I like to read, I read a lot, had some Netflix binges. And he's going to say, okay, what'd you do to get to know me better? Crickets. What did I do? What have I been doing for 56 years to get to know God better? What if our purpose for being here on earth is to get to know God better, to love him, to have him be a part of everything we do in our lives? And I'm all caught up in my work and my family and, housework and yard work and all this work and all the noise of life. And I forget about my purpose. So I had that going around in the back of my head. And then just this past week, I went out for taco night with some old coworkers. Oh, wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. Some former coworkers. They're not old. You're not old. If you're watching this, you're not old. So I was having taco night with some former coworkers. And my former boss, not my old boss, she's not old, my former boss, lovely lady, she's been retired for, 7 or 8 years, something like that. And I don't think she's been super happy, her retirement. I think she kind of wishes she'd never quit working. And she likes parts of her retirement, but I don't think she's really happy with it. And she finally put that to words. She said the other night, I feel like I don't have a purpose. And she had tears in her eyes, and she just looked so lost. And I've been there, you probably have too, where you're like, I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. I don't feel like I'm needed or wanted, and she just didn't know what to do with herself. And I felt so bad for her. But at that exact moment, light bulb went off in my head. I thought, that's my YouTube channel, Purpose. Because I knew what her purpose was. I knew. She didn't know what her purpose was, but I knew. How'd I know what her purpose was? It's the same exact thing as mine. It's the same as yours. Everybody on this planet, whether they know it or not, has the exact same purpose. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't matter where you live, what your job is, what your religion is, doesn't matter. We all have the exact same purpose. God put us here to use our own free will to choose Him, to get to know Him, to learn more about Him, to make Him a part of our lives. He didn't put us down here just to try to make ourselves happy and to get caught up in our own life and our own world. And most people's whole life is about doing whatever it is that brings you the most happiness, which is usually your family or whatever. Those are more of our obligations, not our purpose. So our purpose is to get to know God, to love Him more, and to love each other. That's your purpose. Love God, love each other. Simple. YouTube channel's done. Love God, love each other. Hardest thing in the whole world. So that's what we're going to talk about in this YouTube channel. How do you get to know God more? How do you get to know somebody that you can't see and that you can't talk to like we talk to each other? That's what we're going to talk about. And we're going to use His roadmap. He left us a plan. That's what we're going to use. The Bible. Don't panic. Don't leave me now. It's not going to be complicated. I hope it's not going to be boring. I hope it's going to be lighthearted and fun. But we're going to go through the Bible and see how it relates to us. How does this story from thousands of years ago relate to me and how I can get closer to God? So that's what the whole YouTube channel's about. Our purpose here on earth. Love God, love each other. And how do we do that? So I hope as you go throughout your day today, you just take a few moments throughout the day to stop and think about, how can I get closer to you right now, God? While you're doing the dishes, God, please help me to get closer to you. While you're doing the laundry, God, how do I love you more? You don't have to figure it out on your own. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to do anything big and great. You don't have to be Mother Teresa. All you have to do is, as you're going throughout your whole day, keep in the back of your head, God, how can I love you more while I'm mowing the yard? How can I show you that I love you while I'm at the kids' ball game? Whatever it is you're doing, stop and say, how can I get closer to you right now, God? And then He'll show you. That's the beauty of it. He'll show you. He'll put things in your life, people or podcasts or books or YouTube videos. He'll bring you closer to Him. All you have to do is ask Him. All you have to do is let Him know you want to. You just have to think about Him. So I hope you enjoyed the very first video. Next time we get together, we're going to talk a little bit about the Bible before we jump into it. And what's the difference between a Protestant Bible and a Catholic Bible and all these different Bibles? How do you know if you have the right one? Is there a right one? That's what we're going to talk about next time. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy your day. And remember to stop. Think about your purpose. How can I get closer to you today, God? Bye-bye, everyone.